what's going on, guys? Maldiva here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a basic Warlock guide, just how to set up your class for PvP. I'm not really going to get into like rotation wise and gameplay. I'm just going to keep this specifically to like talents, essences, Azeroth gear, all of that. We'll just keep it simple for now, and then possibly in the future I'll make something like that, and even like watch my old games and talk about my mistakes and what I could have done better, or even look at games that I won. And also, I just wanted to say, I made a pretty big transition. I'm currently live streaming now on Facebook Gaming. So if you guys want to follow the stream and watch me live, the link will be in the description below. And now, without further ado, we're going to get into this. So to get started, I'm going to go over my essences and Azeroth gear. So currently, my traits on my gear I play are triple flashpoint. So we got the triple flashpoint. That's pretty much mandatory. And then after that, I like to do one crashing, because crashing reduces the cooldown on Infernal. And then also bursting flare is really nice because it gives you mastery, which is one of your best stats. And the third is kind of up in the air. I know there's some traits that people like to run. There's one that gives you a chance to regen a soul shard. I don't have it. I have to play Battlefield, which is kind of the lower end trait that I would choose. You have the option to go another bursting flare, or I forgot the names of them, but there's a couple other ones. Most important though, you have to keep in mind is just triple flashpoint. And then for the smaller traits, if you can get overwhelming power, those are going to be huge. You want to get haste buffs. I have double overwhelming and then one elemental whirl. Elemental whirl is still okay if it gives you the right stat. Now moving on to my neck essences. So by default, this is the setup that I run usually. So it would be Conflict Major. This will give me Demon Armor. And then Vision Minor to reduce the cooldown on Infernal. And then Crucible as a minor as well, because this gives you like a nice little dot damage, little extra bonus. The only time I ever swap these up is if I'm fighting a caster where I don't need to get the Demon Armor from this. So I'll be playing Crucible Major, because the Crucible actually does a really good amount of damage. It's nice on-demand burst when you get that stacked up. But typically, this is the setup that I'm always going with. And now, going to talents. So my basic talent setup is pretty simple. You only can really switch up maybe one talent. So Flash Over, always the pick, never anything else. Same thing with Reverse. Demon Skin, always Cataclysm. Coil, because you want to pair this up with Havoc to double coil. Maybe the occasional situation that you can go Demonic Circle, but I rarely do it. Since I play with a mage, I could see it because he's sheeping so much and everything will be on DR. But most of the time, I'm going to be Mortal Coil. Now the 90 talent, this row is the one that you'll be switching up. So currently I am spec'd into Roaring. I really like Roaring for 2s, and sometimes in 3s I'll actually run this if I know the team's either going to stop my Supremacy go, or I need the extra burn damage because they're going to be pillaring a lot or whatever. But most people pick Supremacy. If you're trying to get the biggest Chaos Bolts possible, then you're going to want to play Supremacy. But I'm going to say playing the Supremacy setup, it's going to be a little bit harder. Roaring Blaze, you don't really have to think about it. You can Infernal and not have to Dark Soul during it, so you can split them up and have an extra cooldown to force the enemy team to retreat. And on the last tree, I'm always Dark Soul. This is a very powerful cooldown to pop, and I pair it up with my on-use to get the huge bolts. Now moving on to the PvP talents. So Focus Chaos is a must. This is 100% must to get the big bolts. And then I play Fellfisher and Root. So I have the roots to help root the guys and let my mage get G-Pies off. Also, I play this in 2s as well because Warlocks don't have any slows. This is really annoying for the enemy, let me tell you. And then also Fellfisher, after you land a bolt, it puts a slow on the ground, and it's also a Mortal Strike. So that'll help you finish off, let's say, DKs and warriors, guys that'll get stuck in it. But sometimes I will have to opt into Nether Ward. So if I fight another Destrolock or possibly even a Fire Mage, you're going to want to get Nether Ward. So if there's ever a chance where you can't stop one of his bolts, you're going to want to reflect it. And I'll typically swap out Fellfisher for it if I need the root. But if it's like an immobile Warlock, then I will do Reflect Fisher, because I'm going to be getting a lot of bolts off, and the Warlock is pretty immobile. So every time you get a Chaos Bolt, there's going to be a Fisher on the ground. There'll be a Mortal Strike, and he'll be slowed, and he's most likely going to want to walk out of that, because sitting in it, it's not going to do any good for him. So he's going to want to immediately get out of that. And looking at the other talents, yeah, there's not much that I really run besides these few. Maybe the occasional cremation for just extra instant damage, but it's very, very rare. So Destrolock is very easy with the setup because there's only a couple things that you change out. You don't have to be going all crazy, changing talents or whatever. But yeah, I would recommend just play around with these, see what you think. If you guys are playing any other builds, let me know in the comments down below what you're playing and whatnot. And I'll give some builds a try, but as of right now, I've had the most success playing with these setups, and 3s and 2s as well. So yeah, I hope this video helped, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and also don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below suggesting like what other videos, ideas you guys have that you want me to cover. I think I'm going to be doing like 2s guides, and also watching other people's gameplay that they submit to me to see if I can pick out things that they can improve on, or any mistakes that they've been making or whatnot. But yeah, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.